Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1174. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, we hear from the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, plus the return of the informative, interesting segment called WOW SCHATZ WOW. And wow, I had an interesting incident.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yesterday, which tends to happen when I'm walking my dog, Basil the Boxer.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yes, everything in my life seems to revolve around this dog, doesn't it? Well, I was walking down a sidewalk, and then Basil and I passed by a couple that did not talk to each other or to myself. But then suddenly the guy's wife or girlfriend or whatever decided to walk far from me. Get away from me. Heather.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
As a girl, I never dated a girl named Heather. Why did I bring that up? But anyway, yeah, so she just suddenly
Mike's
got off the sidewalk,
Daily
even though Basil was
Podcast.
on the far left-hand side.
Yeah!
He was practically walking on someone's front lawn, but this lady had to go and walk out on the street because she was that afraid of Basil the Boxer. Even though Basil the Boxer it wasn't like I was pulling him back because he was, uncontrollable and completely unrestrained, and I'm holding him back like a ferocious beast. No, he was just walking. He was walking right beside me. The leash was completely loose, and why that word was difficult for me to come up with, I don't know. It was just very, there was no issues, no sense of tension or anything. A scariness, and this woman just was like, dogs, But Mike, some people are afraid of dogs. Well, some people should just get the hell over it. And then this other thing I told you about yesterday, the last show, with the whole, I suddenly got a letter from the Alameda County Sheriff's Department, Police Department, Noise Control Department saying that, hey, your dog is barking too much. When in fact it's the neighbor behind me. Somebody, oh look who just walked in. Somebody apparently sent letters to all my neighbors on either side of me saying, hey, are you hearing a dog barking really loud that's next door to you? Tell the police. Is basically what the letter said. I found out this from my neighbor's daughter yesterday. That's crazy. Look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Mash, it's Madame Rootabega. What was the word you were trying to think of other than loose? Loose, was probably it. Yes, what else? I don't know, I need a dang dictionary. Yes, Michael Matthew, you do. In your brain. Woo. Anyway, the cafe anyway, that's just weird. Suddenly, people are weird.
Anyway.
Cafe anyway. Basically, that's what I'm saying. People are like they're from Mars. Oh, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. It's Valentino. The barking ding ding.
And it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we heard that some kid in Brooklyn burned his hand on a phone that caught fire there.
Yeah, it caught fire. Do you know that? That is crazy. Yeah, so phones exploding. It's not. There goes one right now. It's all the battery stuff. So that's what happens when you rush to production. You get exploding phones. I would like to say, I know you think I'm awfully talented, but do you know who's uber talented? It would be the one, the only Jimmy Fallon. And I heard this. I saw this online. It's sort of one of the trending things going on right now. Jimmy Fallon, Chris Martin. Chris Martin's on the piano, and Jimmy Fallon is singing. So basically, you know, the highest performer of the year it should just automatically be Jimmy Fallon, because the guy is an amazing performer. He can do anything. He can tell jokes. He can interview stars and anyone. He can sing. He can rap. What can't he do? He can mimic other people when they sing. He's done Neil Young with Neil Young. He's done Bruce Springsteen with Bruce Springsteen. He sang with Billy Joel. It's crazy. Robert Plant. And now Chris Martin of Coldplay and him performed David Bowie's Life on Mars. Did you hear this? And what's funny about this, I'll describe it to you if you haven't seen this video, but listen.
Is there life on Mars?
Okay, this scene right here, that's his, the guitarist from his band just walked up to him, if you see this video, and he puts his guitar amp on his lap, on Jimmy Fallon's lap, and then does on his lap, hi, I'm from Wisconsin, all of a sudden I'm from the Midwest, and suddenly plays the little guitar solo. You've got to see this. Oh, it's so, you're like, oh yeah, but Mike, he's making fun of David Bowie, and David Bowie passed away, and it's not nice. No, it's like a nice little tribute, because Chris Martin was influenced by David Bowie, as Jimmy Fallon loves his music. But Jimmy Fallon can imitate any singer, it seems. And thus he should be the most overpaid performer in the world. Hey, there is this part. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say was I heard a little bit of the conservative talk shows yesterday. A particular guy, his initials are the same as mine, and he was whining about, or first he didn't say anything bad about Hillary, except for the fact that she hid it, about Hillary's pneumonia. It didn't say anything negative about that so much as that she hid it. What else has she hid? And then he went on to talk about how the bucket full of deplorable thing. And he went off, and he goes, this is worse than Mitt Romney's 47% thing, he said. This is going to kill her, in the polls. And to me, I don't see the leap, because if I was a Trump supporter, I'd be like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of deplorables that want Trump. I'm not one of them, but those other guys are. Thanks, Hillary's just stating the obvious. Why would you... And he was so sensitive, like a little crying kid in a playground. Wee, wee, oh, I have poopy pants. Wee. And just whining. I'm like, oh, what the hell? I hate that Republican sensitivity thing, where they're all like, bomb Iraq, bomb Iran, bomb everybody. Oh, she said this about me, and I'm a deplorable. Oh, that hurts my feelings. It's this election year sensitivity I'm just laughing at. All right. Hey, I wanted to... Oh, by the way, really quick, I do this... So I work in Fremont, and I take this little break. I'm supposed to take a 30-minute break, right? Usually, in the past, for over a year, on my 30-minute break, I would go and walk from where I work. Just across the street is Lake Elizabeth, which I've posted many podcast pictures about. Oh, speaking of the podcast picture...
And here's today's podcast picture,
which I'm not going to talk about at the moment. But I am going to tell you that I've posted a lot of pictures of Lake Elizabeth, and I have decided... In the past 2 months, I have not walked during my 30-minute break. I've gone to my car and taken a nap. I think today will be the first day I will not take a nap during my 30-minute break. I'm thinking about going to Pizza and using my $1 off for one of their horrible high-caloric sandwiches, which I'm going to try, and I'm going to see how it is. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take a nap today. But it just, every time I walk to Lake Elizabeth, there's just... Everybody's in a bad mood walking around the lake. They're all like, these big scowls on their face. And I just got tired of seeing them over and over again. And then Kevin, who does Addendum with Kevin, who hasn't done Addendum with Kevin for a long time on this show, but he said he used to work there at Lake Elizabeth as one of the rangers, one of the park keepers. And he wrote under one of the pictures I posted, oh yeah, we call that Duck Poop Lake. duck poop pond. So I just have gotten so tired of walking over there. And that just happens, right? You get tired of things. Hopefully you don't get tired of the show. But find out more about the show at mikesdailypodcast.com. See the past podcast pictures, and today's podcast picture is of myself and Basil the Boxer as we were standing on the Fairmont Ridge during a sunset. You can kind of see Fremont way in the background, but that's mostly Hayward you see behind us there, and it was a beautiful evening. And you can catch all the past interviews I've done with interesting folk, from indie rock band people to country people. I interviewed some people in the 90s. You can find that in the cubbyhole section of the cassette cubbyhole section of the website. Also, if you'd like to help out the show and support the show, click on that Amazon link. Buy whatever it is you were going to buy on Amazon, and that helps us out, and we'll go, is there life on Mars? Everybody should do that today and release all their aggression. When you're driving in Bay Area traffic and you're like, oh my God, that guy just cut me off. Is there life on Mars? It'll be fun. And it'll be a tribute to the one and only David Bowie. The Duke, as he was sometimes... No, wait, was it the Duke? Something like that. Starduke? Well, it's time now. Oh, and also another way is the PayPal. If you click on that and donate, you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters who have said so much on today's show. Michael Masu, I dated David Bowie. I find that hard to believe. No, it's true. You've dated all these people. You've been around forever. You're immortal. Michael Masu, it's true. I've dated Mars. The planet? Yes, Michael Masu. And the Mars bar. You've dated a Mars bar? I don't want to go into that. All right. Find out all that stuff at mikesdailypodcast.com. And now, Wow Schatz Wow.
Wow Schatz Wow.
When I tell my mom something surprising, because she is German, she'll say to me, Wow Schatz Wow, because I'm her son and she calls me Schatz. That's sort of a mom-son thing that happens a lot. But this is something surprising that she'd probably say that too. In just a few days, the Rosetta orbiter, which is probably flown past Mars, will end its 2-year mission by crash landing on comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko. The European Space Agency spacecraft will join its ill-fated lander Philae, which was a Philae? Chick-fil-A. Have a blessed day, which was recently located after dying and evading detection for nearly 2 years after its historic landing on the comet's surface. As Comet 67P's orbit takes it farther away from the sun, Rosetta's solar panels are exposed to less and less light to use as energy. The mission team considered putting Rosetta back into hibernation until the comet swings back around in 4 or 5 years. The spacecraft slept for part of its journey to the comet, waking back up as it came close to the lump of primordial dirt and ice. But they've decided that the risk of Rosetta failing to wake up is too great to justify extending the mission. But Rosetta will be doing science until her very last moment. On September 30th, the robot will descend to a mysterious cometary region known as Mayat, located on the smaller of 67P's 2 lobes. The comet is shaped sort of like a rubber ducky.
Rubber ducky. Something, Sesame Street.
Mayat is home to several active pits, this according to MSN.com. Yes, I like that website. Comets like 67, but I'll tell you why. Is it because I don't get all these dang pop-ups? It's like all websites today. You log on to, immediately something pops up. Some horrible commercial. It could be, clean your windows with new Comet, Liquid Comet. I'm thinking of Comet. I have Comet on the brain and Mars. But what I don't particularly like as far as commercials go is this whole thing these days where you have this sort of this, really folky kind of with the guitar or something, and then you see some young couple and it's really quick edits, and that bugs me. Have you seen those? Oh, they're annoying. And then it's usually like, Google, try the new Google app. And there's no voiceover. It's just all, like a big bunch of letters in your face. And I hate that. What I'm saying is I hate modern TV commercials, and that's I'm stepping out with that controversial statement, aren't I? As we step out of Cafe Anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. By the way, scientists hope that studying these pristine materials, they're in the icy